Hello guys, Urbanic here. Basically, there's just been a poster that went around about the U3 heroes and their silhouettes, and they look remarkably different than what's posted on the poster. So I thought we should give it a look now. Apologies for the bad quality of the photo, but the photo's very small, so yeah. But these are the year 3 photos of the future heroes, the silhouettes, and stuff, and they look remarkably interesting and very, very contrasting from their original ones, which basically look like this. Yeah, definitely look different. The one that threw me off the most was the Viking, which, if you haven't known, is holding a sledgehammer on the far right. And wow, I didn't expect that, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a big ass hammer, and it ended up being that. Not really disappointed, to be honest. I'm kind of happy he's still going to have a sledgehammer at least. The only thing that's really weird is that it's smaller than what it looks, so he might have some moves going on. And he looks taller than every one of the characters in there, so he might be taller than Lawbringer, potentially, which would be fucking scary to deal with and pretty cool because Highlander was kind of a disappointment, to be honest to me. I just hope out of every one of these characters that the Sledgehammer or Maul hero is not a one-handed character. Basically, he doesn't use. Well, he could use it on one move. I would prefer that, but using it primarily as one-handed is, yeah, that's honestly a waste of money for me for my U3 pass. Then the Viking one definitely kind of surprised me, to be honest. The one that interested me the most was the Wulin one, which was on the far left. If you didn't know, which I bet you did, to be honest, because you could tell by the silhouettes. But yeah, whatever. If you haven't called, he looked very much like a Shaolin with a skirt in the poster. Yeah, that didn't really interest me nor any one of you, but in this one, he looks actually quite interesting. He actually looks like he's gonna have some cool ass armor sets. Not gonna lie. What he's based off of, I don't really know, but all I know is he's gonna have some really cool armor if he looks like that. The silhouette itself looks cool like that. Now let's move on to the next guy. Now, how can we start off with the next guy if we don't start off with the guy who's coming out next after Vortigern, the next Harbinger himself, the Axe Boy, the Axe Samurai, basically the one in the middle with the axe. He also surprised me because I didn't expect the axe to be that fucking huge. I actually expected a Warhammer to be, or the Maul, to be specific, huge. Not the fucking axe. I expected it to be smaller, but whatever. I guess Ubisoft is great with surprises sometimes. Am I right? Now, moving on to the next boy himself, the next Harbinger himself, the Axe Boy, which if you didn't know is in the middle. His axe looks really fucking massive. I thought the mole was going to be the one that's massive, but it ended up being the axe massive and the mole smaller, which is a big surprise to me too. Yeah, there's really not much to say about him, other than that his axe looks massive, and he's probably going to play really defensively and have some heavy, hard-hitting hits in. And his silhouette looks just similar to a Sohai monk. Basically, they look like this, and they're pretty badass looking. So if he does look like that, I guess he'll be another armored samurai that actually looks beefy as hell and armored, which is a big yes for me, because I love armored characters in this game. I don't like armorless characters, Raider. And yeah, he's just going to be interesting wielding a Mazarake. I think that's how it's pronounced. Some type of Japanese axe. I don't fucking know. I don't know my Japanese history much. Yeah. That's all I can say about him. I really don't have anything else to say about him, but damn, that fucking axe is huge. Let's move on to the last boy we're talking about, the Viking. Obviously, I'm going to pass Vortigern because he's already out, and plus you already know what he looks like, so there's no explanation for him. That's why I move on to the Viking. Now, the Viking, he's probably the only reason why I bought the year 3 pass in the first place, which I don't think none of you care about, to be honest, but I think that's why most people bought the year 3 pass, because they wanted this Viking guy with a big ass hammer, which is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Silhouette, yeah, it looks fucking weird. I don't know what those things are on his head. If I'll put the link in the description below, but if you go to the link and look what's on top of his head, it looks like tiny horns on his head. Which, judging by how all of what they're wearing is, they're going to be their default gear, which looks badass. Seeing the Viking one with just these little horns on his head, and seeing that's probably going to mean that he's going to have no option for no ornament, kind of disappoints me, because I hope so, because if that's the default ornament, then that's going to be kind of disappointing. Does he look armored? Somewhat. I mean, his arms... Yeah, not so much his forearms, though. Yeah, they look like they have big-ass gloves on, so he's probably, judging by his look, he's probably going to be a fucking blacksmith hero, which is pretty badass. I'm not going to lie, that sounds like a cool idea. And he looks like he's going to be wearing an apron or skirt or something, I don't fucking know. All of these characters are wearing skirts or aprons. But, judging by his face look, he looks like he's going to be wearing... Now, I don't know, it's just the look of the silhouette of his head. It just screams like he's most likely going to have a helmet. I hope he has a Valgarian guard helmet, or whatever those are called. I don't know. You can just search it up. And, yeah, the only thing that kind of saddened me is the fucking mole, which is smaller than I expected, but I guess, as long as it's two-handed, I could really give less of a shit whether or not how big it is and stuff. And I hope it does massive damage, because that hammer in the poster looks like it's going to cause massive damage. This just looks like it's going to cause some damage, but not as big as the big hammer that they proposed on the poster. Yeah, that's really all I got to say about these silhouettes. And this is probably the only update in March you see of the upcoming Samurai Hero. Which, if you haven't known, there's really no update about that Samurai Hero. I'm guessing all the updates are going to come in April. Which I assume so, because, 2 months, sneak peek stuff, yeah, whatever. All the other stuff. So, in conclusion, the Chinese is going to be wielding another type of sword, not a giant like people propose. It looks more like a Chang Daio, or I don't know how you pronounce it. Chang Daio. The samurai is going to be wielding a Maserati, and the Viking's going to be wielding a maul. Smaller than expected, but I guess cool looking still. Just hope it's not one-handed. Yeah.